Incidentally, unless you think all was serious in the Dorrance family, a follow-up note needs to be made about the matron of Lewisburg Farm. Raphael Dorrance first married Albert Anson Dorrance II, but later divorced him and married Peggy's dad, Louis Jack Peoples. Overnight, Peggy's mother-in-law became her stepmother, which I think means that Anson IV became his own grandpa. And there's more. After both men died, Raphael placed both of their pictures on her mantle. I think that's hilarious. So this is a year of firsts, a year when the recipient of the Honor Award has been called in the book about his life, the man watching. Such a description suggests inactivity, onlooker, one in the crowd. Not so, folks. This man transcends achievement. He embodies the definition of everything we know about success in coaching, teaching, guiding, counseling, leadership, and life. He gets results. He's not the man watching. He's the man watched by everybody. And yes, there are lists of staggering accomplishments, mind-boggling accolades, halls of fame, massive Coach of the Year awards, books he has written and bestsellers written about him, movies he's made, movies made about him, helpful videos he's produced to assist his fellow coaches on how to lead, train, influence, and guide those players currently lured by the world's great game. There's all of that and more. And if you have a spare year or two, go to Google. And yet this tribute would not be complete without reference to at least a few highlights that sets Anson and UNC apart for all ages to come. In 32 years, not counting those as coach of the men's team, his teams have won 715 games, lost 39, and tied 24. UNC has won 22 ACC conference championships and 20 ACC tournament championships and holds a record of 139, 10, and 4 in ACC regular season games, and they're 57, 0, and 3 in ACC tournament games and 106, 7, and 1 in NCAA tournament games. And of course, the record that makes Anson and UNC a sports dynasty, surpassing any record in any sport, at any level, amateur, professional, and the world. 92 wins in a row. Forget Connecticut basketball. 103-game unbeaten streak, 1 world, and 21 national championships. And in 2004, ESPN named him as one of the 25 best coaches, all sports, all levels of the quarter century. Now breathe. Another first. This year is a video component that allows us to hear from the man himself. We therefore interrupt this program for a special report, after which News at 11 will provide the conclusion to this tribute.
Anson.
Hi, Anson. It's Nancy Slaughter.
Anson Dorrance, head women's soccer coach at the University of North Carolina, is in the heart of recruiting season.
That's cool. Well, then we'd love to watch her. Thanks, Nance. Talk to you. Bye-bye.
Dorrance's office is cluttered with clippings and memorabilia he hopes will impress the recruits.
This pile here is recruiting. So, you know, if we see a newspaper article that says something positive either about our program or the university, we throw it into that pile. These are some of the rings I've been given over the years, and so every ring is symbolic of different things. This is obviously an interesting one. This is a 20th National Championship ring. These are books that we use training and developing our kids in the off-season.
To Dorrance, he's more than a coach teaching soccer and recruiting. He's a college educator.
Hiram Smith, he's just a wonderful man. He's an expert in time management. This is the book we share with the freshmen in the spring of their freshman year. Those of us that work in educational environments like this one, I'm a university teacher. I think I do have a moral obligation to teach more than the game. We're incredibly proud of the achievements of our teams over the years, and we certainly are excited about our future. I think this trophy case is about what we've done, and I think that's pretty unique. And we've done it over time, and we've done it consistently, and I think that's something that we obviously try to sell to these great athletes that are coming out of high school.
Oh yeah, nice, nice.
You're trying to figure out a way to maximize everyone's potential.
Nice, Hawk.
Enjoying the game for us is playing it. We just play. We play futsal, we play 4v4 tournaments, we play 6v6 events, we play with goals of this size and balls of this size and this size. I mean, we do everything, but the core of our off season is we just play and play and play, and our girls absolutely love it.
If the ball's penetrating up this way and we decide to change the point, usually there's an isolation.
I've always loved coaching coaches. I've always tried to share everything that I felt has worked for me with my colleagues. So that's something that has always been a part of my DNA.
Now in this game, you're allowed to score in any of the 6 goals.
Our mission is to, get this collection of colleagues together that are fascinated by this game, and then share everything we can to our colleagues about what we think is have helped us become effective in the game.
Anson Dorrance, University of North Carolina women's soccer coach and this year's NSCAA Honor Award recipient.
More can be that's good. So what more can be said? Perhaps this personal note. Approximately 10 years ago, I was privileged to attend a Hall of Fame induction banquet sponsored by Loyola Marymount University, where the featured inductee was former coach Paul Westhead. I further was privileged to be seated at the same table, arm in arm, with my good friend John Wooden, the legendary coach from nearby UCLA and a very personal friend of Paul Westhead. When his induction was ready for presentation, a somewhat garrulous tuxedo-clad MC who failed miserably most of the night at trivial commentary, while building cacophonously toward the final introduction and knowing that the audience was very aware that Loyola Marymount is situated in Westchester, breathlessly buffooned, "Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Wizard of Westchester." Some applauded, most squirmed. I can attest that the arm-encircling mine did not tighten nor the pulse quicken. Paul Westhead approached the lectern and stood silent for what seemed an eternity while his first finger punctuated the silence with deafening clarity. Then his hand slowly dropped while his finger began wagging back and forth, scolding and decrying the buffoonery of that misguided statement, until the line of trajectory pointed laser-like at John Wooden, at which time Paul Westhead spoke, and he said, "No, there's only one wizard." If you listen carefully, you may still hear the applause. Ladies and gentlemen, there is only one Anson, and tonight, the National Soccer Coaches Association of America is privileged to bestow its most coveted award on the man who has fashioned the greatest dynasty in the history of sport. He was my hero when I first met him 40 years ago. He's still my hero tonight. And guess what? He's just getting started. Anson, come on, baby.